Some people just don't get it. Others just never will. Through hard times, we're the only ones here.
The pain never goes away.
And no one ever got our back.
Remember the day.
I mean, it's just
All
us.
your friends fade away, and you feel the same.
See this kid, he's been bullied ever since he was a kid. It's sad looking him crying, sitting and slitting his wrist. Saddest part is that you will never get what he has to go through. He goes through this cruel intent. He only continues because of his best friend. He says stand up and show you are the better man, but he goes home for the same crap again. There's no escape. He wants all the pain to end. He tries to end it, but only ends the night in tears. Cause the 5-year-old sister asked Bubby to make the monsters disappear. She doesn't understand that there's monsters all around, but when you stand up, they try to push you back down before he stands up and does not back down. He's a hero, but everyone sees him as the out crowd. The cold days then turn into cold nights. He fights his peace until he rests upon the daylights, but soon it turns back and all the thoughts hit him. He fights the urges, but soon they all tempt him. He wakes up with the final decision. He shoots up the school and cries his way to prison. And all I can think about is his 5-year-old sister. Remember saving her from the monster, now all he does is miss her. She wakes up with no one to save her. Her parents attack cause now she has the bad behavior, and now she has no role model to which she can look up to. She starts crying because she's put exactly what you were put through. She doesn't remember your face, the dreams become nightmares before she goes to sleep. She says these little prayers. You get out in the winter and go home, but you're scared. Your parents are there and they say sister is no longer here. They say she hung herself in last June. They can't face the facts, so they blame you. It wasn't your fault, but you blame yourself too. If you were only there, there would have been something you could have do. You go home, they don't hear from you. The next day turns out that you had hung yourself too. And
the pain never goes away, as long as you remember the day. All your friends fade away, and you feel the same. The pain never goes away, as long as you remember the day. All your friends fade away, and you feel the same.
See little Susie, she doesn't live that good life. Her parents argue and beat her every night. She went to school with bruises to share for show and tell. She got punked around in the room is like a living cell. But she's a warrior, boy she'll never give up. Her parents always fight, but then they always make up. And then it's back to her, and the abuse is on her. They give her fat lips so she cannot tell the world. So she hit 15 and finally gave up, gave into the pain and everything that it is made of. She went downstairs while her parents were enraged. She went to the door and grabbed up that 12 gauge, snuck back and wrote them a little love note. It said sorry for being born and making y'all broke. She kissed the letter, then put it on her bed, cocked the 12 gauge and put the gun to her head, pulled the trigger, and all she saw was lights out. Her parents went from screaming to quiet as a mouse. They called her name, got nothing in response. Both rush up the stairs, both going at once. That opens the door and sees you laid out. Saw the blood coming from out your mouth. He holds you in his lap as you lose your last breath. He watches you die and still holds it to his chest. He gets addicted to meds, then goes to rehab. His drugs all caught up and he cannot forget the past. Starts going crazy and he seems to thought past that when he held you and saw your eyes roll back. This thought is not burning to his head. He goes to get help, but rather kills himself instead. Who would have thought your actions would have affected them? This is for the bullied people, know and respect them. And
the pain never goes away, as long as you remember the day. All your friends fade away, and you feel the same. The pain never goes away, as long as you remember the day. All your friends fade away, and you feel the same.